Alright, well, hello everyone, welcome to another video. It's me, Solid, and, well, great to have you here. Setting that aside, so, I wanted to talk about a couple of things, trying out something new, particularly mostly just kind of how this video is kind of running, essentially. Um, Hopefully it's not the craziest thing ever, but, as you all may know, we have gotten the new update, or, well, I guess the new patch under Inacita, and, well, as it stands now, we got a couple of issues currently. And well, I kind of just want to talk about it because I'm like, I don't really hear much talking about it from like the performance side of things. Since from my perspective, I've played this game since around the beginning of it, a little bit like a week or so, a little bit after, just kind of release, nothing crazy. But I've been playing it daily every single day, basically, practically. Only missed a couple of days here and there, but setting this aside, I'm currently just level 76. Well, rank 76, right? But to essentially put into perspective, so we currently have a bunch of administrators, and it's nothing like major, primarily because, the game kind of dropped the patch, and it's like, we're having just the typical issues with like the game. There's like, well, there's some performance like kind of snags among things. And from my personal like, whatchamacallit, the place I've personally been struggling with lately is just kind of performance. It's really nothing major. Is the main thing. I'm a little cold, so I apologize for like kind of like the sigh of coldness. But yeah, no, essentially, I want to talk a little bit about it because I don't hear many people really talking about it. So I have played every single version of the game currently as it stands in like every mode, right? So far, I tried actually recently on the PS5 version of the game. Thankfully, I have the kind of options to do that, but we've always had performance issues, and I don't really hear many people talking about it. And that's kind of like one of the biggest things that I have gripes with. It's nothing super major, but I like the game. It's just kind of how it is. I don't like the fact that I can't play it. And sometimes when I can play it, it runs fine. For story, it's perfectly fine. Like, I like the cinematics, it runs fine on my phone. But even as it stands now, we're actually running into the same issue, which is performance. And there's going to be a patch. I believe so. That's not what really one of my concern is currently. So currently there's like a lot of different issues with PS5. I myself wasn't quite necessarily expecting to be able to run with my mouse and keyboard, but I kind of want to kind of throw my bag in for there because I just wasn't able to. And you might be asking, why are you playing with keyboard and mouse? I'm like, well, to be honest with you, I'm just used to the controls. So essentially, when you're used to the controls, you want to kind of keep carrying them over. I don't have an issue with anybody playing with like the remote or like essentially a controller, right? Or on or like whatchamacallit, or even on phone if you want to tap it. I don't mind. Now, there's been a whole lot of different issues. Like honestly, the major issue right now seems that people are actually trying to connect their PSN accounts, and it's actually kind of linking them to a different one. Well, it's under your same account, but since you're kind of connected to a different server type of thing, and they're not currently supporting the from sound of things, what they're essentially doing is they're kind of moving your account or resetting it, in essence. So I do think that's kind of a bit of an issue right now. So hopefully, if not Kuro, PlayStation kind of figures that out. I'm not gonna give them too much shit on it. I just kind of want to butt up like a bunch of different things. So I would like to primarily talk about like support on like control or like keyboard and mouse. because I was actually checking it out the other day, and I was going to make a video on Genshin, essentially, right? Which kudos to me for kind of turning out again the rules to try it. But setting that aside, yeah, that one didn't actually have performance, or didn't let you use keyboard and mouse for some particular odd reason. I did actually test. It. My keyboard does actually function. The basic functions of, like, Wuthering Waves. I can actually dash, like, well, not necessarily so much dash, it's just kind of use the thing, which is fine. It works. The keyboard works, and I'm not sure if anybody, like, for starters, if there's like anybody could tell me how to fix this, would be nice. And even if there's no fix out there, because I don't see it anywhere, nowhere. Like, I keep looking, I'm like, so is there something you have to plug? Then they kind of mentioning you have to take out the mouse, or you have to unplug the thing, and then you like have to reset your console, start it up, you plug in your mouse first, and then you take it out, and then you plug in, and then you plug in your keyboard first, and then you make sure that you're in the right account, and then plug in your mouse, and then you make sure you're in the right account. But it's so weird, and I'm not sure if it's because, like, PlayStation doesn't actually support a particular mouse, because mine's kind of, like, relatively basic. The only thing it has is, like, the most, like, posh it has is, like, 2 side buttons on the side, which might be an issue, supposedly. But if it is an issue, I'd be a little bit confused by it. But I'd like to kind of bring it up, like, hey, is there a fix for this? Because I thought I used that before, and it was working fine. I may have been just kind of like the game I was running, so that was an issue. I don't know if it's going to fix itself by the time I record this video, and just not having anything with it either, because it's inconsistent. That's kind of like the main thing I want to talk about. I don't know if that's just kind of like something Kura can enable, but I would appreciate it if they enabled it, because I like how it looks. I like the aesthetics. There have been some people that have been complaining about the performance being a little, like, relatively subpar, especially on the PS5. At least in the early stages currently. Hopefully we can kind of get the sorted out, at least in the beginning. But as it stands now, hopefully my performance is going to be fine on PC. I haven't tested it on my phone yet. I kind of just wanted to go over, like, again, just right away, and like the PS5. I'm like, I don't want to touch my computer. I don't want to run like it's a dookie. So I was trying it out, and it wasn't doing anything. At least not in the perspective that I wanted to. So I kind of ignored it, left as it was, and, like, practically I just moved on and just kind of, like, left it as it was. It looks nice to complete my day, at least. I have some hiccups about the controls. I would like a little bit more, like, being able to, like, move around controls on it, at least, which a little bit, again, a little bit strange. Nothing major. As always, like, keep in mind, I'm not necessarily, like, the kind of, like, the most, I wouldn't say necessarily informed, but it's more like the most aware of our issues kind of person. So hopefully I get, like, at least sort it out one way or another. But yeah, no, kind of TLDR optimization issues. I'll probably be posting that on the actual, like, recommend suggestions. And again, we've run into some, like, optimization issues. It's nothing super major. I'm running like a Samsung, like an older Samsung. Obviously they're kind of not bound to be, like, the most supported, but I mean, it's not, like, super old that I would think I would be having these issues. But again, I don't know what it is with, like, some games kind of, like, running, like, bad lately. And again, it's always, like, it's a kind of, like, game side of things that it's, like, optimization wise, it's kind of been really, I haven't really been struggling so much. And mind you, it's like an old form, it's like kind of refurbished, but it's a 500 gigabyte one, so it's like the big version, the big boy. Because I think it retailed like $1,000, so it's not quite running on that. So that's kind of been like my like one of the issues. Uh, and a part of me for the game plan is kind of running some stuff in the background. It's just I may keep your heads among things. But yeah, no. Um, issues performance. Some compatibility settings would be kind of nice to have. Um, oh, well, there we go. Lag. I'm not even. Whoa. What was that? Oh, that was patching the game. Hold on. I didn't even realize it was patching the game. My audio might have cut out now. That's kind of funny. Yeah, encoding overloaded. Consider turning down your thing. That's so funny. That is amazing. I I was just loading it up and just kind of wanted like the background audio from like the kind of like version 2, I think. Cause it's a nice sound. It's like very like oddly like mesmerizing. I feel like I'm getting lost honestly, and it's like in the thing. But you know, like I will be testing this on PC for a bit, at least on my PC. It's not not the best thing. It's like like again, Unreal Engine 4 kind of settings. You always need a nice GPU. That's always been the bottlenecks with like Unreal Engine games. Um, this is an Unreal 4, but um, that's what I've always known. I've seen this happen time and time again. Any Unreal game requires a GPU. Um, period. There's really no if, what, or but. Um, that's just kind of how it is. And I don't have necessarily like, the greatest one, so that's why I've kind of like been looking forward to like playing it on PS5, and it runs well at least for now. I haven't really seen any like real hiccups quite yet. I know they kind of swapped out some optimization settings, so hopefully, after testing that goes well. Um, if anything, I'll also like to like suggest if this actually ever reaches anybody that's kind of like a nice point, a different kind of like low resolution options for loading kind of things, like assets. I think it's like the LODs kind of thing. Um, as well as possibly kind of like different rendering options, because I know that I think they had like a points. I don't know like where exactly, but I know like don't want to talk about too many games, right? But in Zenless Zero, like they actually took out an option. I think it was like rendering 0.6, which used to essentially make my game run fine. I would also appreciate it if there is no rendering change. I would like to kind of full screen it and keep the same render type, since it's actually the quality is linked to the size of the screen, which obviously is fine, but it ends up like it doesn't end up letting me run it even like at a lower definition or resolution, essentially, right? That is kind of like another thing I would like to see. Um, Again, this is kind of from like a normal person. I play it on my phone more often than not. That I think is what I believe is probably remain true for most people. Like if they're playing it on PC, you're playing it pretty like ostensibly. Um, but even then, the problem with like PC as it stands now for PC gaming is you play the game, your hands get hot. If you play a mobile game on a phone, your hands are bound to get like lit on fire at one point, basically. So that's also like one of those things. So like again, some optimization I would like to see. Um, there's obviously limitations of what you can have because again, obviously just phones versus like the whole computer, right? Um, but even that is not necessarily the biggest thing. Again, like the game, like the like the gameplay, just the jitters between them, performance wise, at least for PC and mobile. On PS5, main issue is just kind of like control settings, um, and like this again, new update. That's not the biggest thing. I would like to see it. I'll probably drop my review on that. And if it's kind of like a PlayStation issue, Hohori on the Chant, which I would like to see if they could kind of talk to like PlayStation with, because again, small person trying to like poke companies like, hey, I'd like to use a like mouse. But yeah, no, that's kind of all there really is to it. Pardon me for letting you watch me get my ass handed to me like for a couple of times. But yeah, no. Marine Sheets is looking good. I'd like to be able to play it, record it. It's kind of like the main thing. Like again, this issue is gonna go away on its own towards like over time. Like if you're like kind of like in the right place at the right kind of time, like if you get like new consoles, new stuff, it's gonna run better. But even then, we have like optimization issues, and that's just Unreal's fault realistically. The game looks good. It could run much worse. I've seen the worst that it can get. At this point, I have to kind of like get the screen smaller. But anyway, I believe this was at least an interesting take on it. I'm not hating on Kuro. I'm actually a little bit of what I guess Ninja calls a Kurobot. I'm programmed and just determined to be liking Wu, and I have been. I am actually doing pretty good on the game, at least from my perspective. I probably have more than most people, at least in Asteroids. So I'll probably I don't think I'm gonna be showing that quite yet because I'm not quite interested in the character. But she looks nice. I liked her intro. Oh, that's kind of fun. But setting that aside, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And pardon me for my like typical years for making this video. I just kind of want to kind of throw my spoon in there because I'm curious. I want to play a game. I just would like to use my mouse. Kind of it. But yeah, that's all. Have a good day and stay safe. Bye bye.